Hi, my name is John Sanderson. I trade as Alpha Suspension Setup, and today we're doing a short video to demonstrate how to measure rear sag. Rear sag is the difference between the measurement of the suspension fully extended and with the rider sat on, which is the most important sag measurement. Before we start measuring sag, it's important to make sure that the chain is correctly adjusted, and that would be somewhere around an inch to an inch and a quarter with the rider sat on there in the midpoint of the chain. If that's out of adjustment and it's particularly tight, then the chain itself will restrict the movement of the swinging arm and you'll never get a good sag measurement. So get the chain set up first and then you can measure the sag. The tools that you'll need to measure rear sag is a tape measure, a friend just to get the rear wheel off the ground, and then depending on if you want to adjust it, there's two main types. One is a threaded collar on the shock absorber, and you would either need a C-spanner or an adjustable C-spanner to adjust that, and if you can't get a C-spanner in, you might need a blunt bar and a hammer just to free off the lock ring and then adjust the threaded collar to change the preload. And if it's a stepped collar, then just a C-spanner, adjustable or standard, but probably the best one would be the one out of the tool pack of the bike itself. So now that we've just introduced the video, we'll put these two on side. We'll ask Dan to come in just to help us measure the extended measurement for the suspension by getting the rear wheel off the ground. When measuring the rear, somewhere around the rear wheel spindle, approximately vertically to a fixed point up here, nothing flimsy, either a fixed decal or a point that's fixed, and if it's just plain paintwork, just stick some tape on there so you've got a datum point to go to each time. Dan, if you'd just like to get the rear wheel off the ground for me, please. So if I measure from a fixed point at the back of the swinging arm to this decal, that's 560 millimeters. Thanks, Dan. Now if you'd just like to sit on for me, please. Get the right vertical, all the weight through the wheels of the bike, minimum weight through the toes of the rider, close to a good riding position, normal riding position. Just settle the rear suspension and then we'll take another measurement. .525, Dan, thank you for that. So if we take 525 away from 560, the rider sag, the rear rider sag for this bike will be 35 millimeters, and that's in between the window that you're aiming for, between 30 and 38. Maybe a little plush, but that can be put under control using compression and rebound adjustments. But that's a brief demonstration on how to measure rider sag at the rear. Hope that helps. Thanks for watching.